host of the Gridiron.
All right, baby, welcome to the Gridiron. If you give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And if you want to help support my channel out, description box below, the very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I've got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, all the way down the bottom of the description box, you got another link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants to Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. We're growing every day. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I got internet access, I'm putting stuff in that group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants to Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join. It will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, Mr. Mara, gave some encouraging words for Schoen and Daboll. I mean, so that way they're not, so much, if you want to say, quote unquote, crapping their pants, right? I mean, they, have a little, I mean, obviously after the season's over, well, they talk every day. I mean, it's not like, Mr. Mara John doesn't come in. I mean, they're talking. You saw on Hard Knocks, Mr. Mara pops in. He's not sitting in there. He's not like a Jerry Jones or nothing like that, but he pops in. They talk all the time, every day. There's no secrets, obviously, or anything, nothing like that. But after the season's over, they're going to have a powwow, sit down and talk and everything. But he gave them, some encouraging words. It just, so difficult, obviously, to find, the right combo. But it's also so difficult not only to find the right combo, but it's so difficult, every 2-3 years, just get rid of another coach, I mean, that's so easy to say, but you can honestly say without a question, without a shadow of a doubt, okay, that Danny Dimes is not a Brian Daboll QB. I mean, Hard Knocks revealed a lot of things. A lot of things we didn't see, and because everything was all little small snippets of here and there and all. However, right, and this kind of blew my mind a little bit, but they were talking about Jaden Daniels, and would you trade up for Jaden Daniels or however the phrasing it went, and Daboll's like, hell yeah, It kind of a little bit blew my mind because obviously, once again, everything you get is little snippets. They're trying to condense months worth of stuff into, I don't know, each episode was like 38, 39, maybe 40 minutes long. So they condensed everything down. The thing was, it was a little confusing, or, misleading or whatever to me anyway, because when Daboll was interviewing the quarterbacks and had them drawing stuff up and everything like that, and Daboll's firing stuff away at him, and all right, what if he changed this up and blah blah blah, and like Drake May was there. Well, then I'm going. They're doing quarters. I'm going over here. I'm checking out over here. We're going blah 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 blah. So they're going back and forth with all that stuff, and sound like May was kind of on top of it and everything. Maybe McCarthy was on top of it and all. But when Daniels, he was asking Daniels, it was kind of like a little, and one of the things, this was months ago, and once again, I'm an idiot, so forgive me, but Daboll asked Daniels something. Well, what would they do if they were in quarter, or what would they do if the safety came into the bow, something like that. And Daniels kind of turned to him and like he didn't really know. he's like, throw a touchdown pass. Good answer. I like the attitude. I like the attitude. Okay. But it was kind of like that. Just seemed like that wasn't really, I could have said that. I'll complete a pass. Is that right? So it sounded like, once again, everything's small snippets. Got to take everything with a grain of salt. But it just seemed like, Daniel's answer was not really what, maybe he was kind of looking for. But I'll tell you what, Daboll's like, would you trade? Would you want to get Daniels falls to us, or do you want to see if we can trade up for Dan, something like that? Whatever, however the wording went, and Daboll's like, oh yeah, and you can kind of see, oh yeah, Jaden's all that and a bag of Doritos. Let me tell you what, guys, so this the offense we got going on now. I mean, and now. Talking with Mara, giving his, sticking with Shane and Daboll, right? The thing is now is with the absence of Thomas. I mean, you realize, the Eagles played 5 games because going into that game, the Giants played 6, the Eagles played 5 because the Eagles had their bye week. But the Eagles had 11 sacks. After 5 games, 2 sacks a game. They had 582 sacks against the Giants in that one game. I mean, it's like they look like, I don't know. I thought it was like a combination of the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens. Just kind of, I thought they had like extra people on the field or something like that. I'm like, did they got like 14 people on the field or what? 1, 2, 3. I'm sure. I mean, like, where's where's his pass rush coming from? What I mean, I thought we'd have 8 sacks. They had 11 in the first 5 games. It's like, so now the problem is that it seems like maybe with the offense is Daboll's trying to accommodate Danny shell shock dimes, right? Because we did a pretty decent job of keeping him upright the first 6 games or so. Right. Of course, then we lost Andrew Thomas. Now we might have a problem with trying to keep him upright so he's not as shell shocked. Right. So it means we're going to water down or condense. I mean, if Daboll can't think he can't stay in the pocket for more like half a second without getting his head ripped off, there's not going to be many balls being launched down the field. So everything is going to start getting more and more condensed. The thing is Daboll's playbook, is it like ripped in half and he only has, the first half of the playbook, the passes that are 10 yards and under? We're going to have to accommodate Danny Dimes. And you put Drew Lock in there and he wasn't much better. Actually, I don't even think he was better. I think he might have been a little worse. Was he 3 out of 8 for 6 yards? I'd like to see DeVito in there. Maybe he might get a shot maybe later on toward the end of the season. Maybe. We're going to go over, an instance or so that might wind up happening. Because if Shane and Daboll are going to be here, right? You saw what Drew Lock did. I don't know if he's going to be here next year. Danny Dimes, you can almost, right? So can Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan be not the starting quarterback? Can he be the backup quarterback going forward? Get the dude some reps in there and all that, right? Problem with him is, the nice thing about Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan is he's very safe with the ball and he doesn't throw many interceptions. The problem with Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan is that he's very safe with the ball and he doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't, obviously, first thing he doesn't want to go in there is just start throwing the ball left and right, throwing 5 interceptions, and all that. He doesn't want to be the reasons why the Giants lose the game. However, he's not, most part, the reason why they're winning the game either is because he's just like too protective with the ball. I mean, he's trying to make sure that if I throw the ball, it's not getting picked off. If I throw the ball, the guy's, he's not trying to gun it in there, or sometimes you gotta, but he might be being a little too safe with the ball. The thing is that obviously you hear a lot of things about like Stafford. Maybe this might be his last season with the Rams. Like the Giants, maybe somehow, maybe I think this is his last season. Obviously, the Rams could re-sign him, but I think he's a free agent. So if the Giants could go after him, maybe bring him in. He's not going to command a ton of money because he's getting up there in age. But I mean, if you can get him in here, right? Have them draft a quarterback. I've seen this all over the place. Bring in a quarterback. Let Daboll groom his quarterback of the future, right? Let Stafford go out there, right? And lead the charges, right? Lead the group, and have the quarterback heir apparent on the sideline, right? Instead of just throwing them out to the wolves. The thing is obviously you're going to have to, where the Giants are going to draft. I mean, right now, I think long way to go. But I think right now, we're number 8. A lot of quarterbacks coming out. The other thing is that, if one of them, I was going to say at the beginning of the season, if Carolina stunk, which they do, they don't need a quarterback. However, how wrong I can be, I don't think they're going to be sticking around with their guy very long. But you look at like somebody like New England. Let me check this out right now. Because like New England, they stink. They're horrible. Mr. Mayo might be bye-bye after 1 year. But they don't need a quarterback. Right? They're not drafting a quarterback. So there might be some teams in front of the Giants who may not need a quarterback. Let's see here. NFL 2025 NFL draft order. Let's see here. Patriots hold the number 1 overall pick. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, the Patriots. I tell you what, the Patriots are lucky. They were lucky they won the week 1 against the Bengals, because they could have easily lost that one. They were, But anyway, the Browns, okay, they're not pick number 2. They need a quarterback. The Panthers did not need a quarterback. However, they're going, I think they're going to probably pivot back where they might need a quarterback. Tennessee needs a quarterback. The Raiders. So 4. Jaguars, no. The Jets, don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Aaron Rodgers or not, but there's probably at least 4 teams or so in front of the Giants that really need quarterbacks. So now the Giants could, right, try to, if there's somebody there, let's see. Let's see here. Well, I'll tell you what, it all depends. Once again, we're a long way off. The Giants are number 8. The Patriots are number 1. Patriots don't need a quarterback. The next 3 or 4 teams or whatever, 5 or whatever after them need quarterbacks. The Patriots don't need a quarterback. That would be if they could fall back to number 8, the Giants would have to ante up a lot. I don't know if they're going to want to do that. But if there's somebody that Daboll sees there that he thinks is all that in a bag of chips, he get rid of Daniel Jones. We're going to go over him in the next portion of our program here. But, get a quarterback in that he can groom, that he feels confident of it. If there's somebody there that he really feels is that good, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Mr. Mara. Oh, yeah. Mara makes a defiant statement on futures of Daboll and Joe Schoen. It was a close it was as close to a vote of confidence that the co-owner of a team at 2-5 and mired in last place could make. John Mara said Wednesday night that he has no plans to make a move now or in the immediate future with Giants general manager Joe Schoen or Brian Daboll, despite the continued struggles of a team that is losing games and making scoring points into a mission impossible. Dude, it is unbelievable. But obviously, we're all very disappointed with where we are right now, Mara said. But I'm going to say one thing. We are not making any changes this season, and I do not anticipate making any changes in the offseason either. I'm not going to dissect individual players' performances or the offense versus the defense or anything like that. I just wanted to make that statement. So, I got this here. Co-owners John Mara preaches patience with Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. Ooh. Even though the 2024 season is shaping up as another disappointing season for the Giants, yep, yes it is. It doesn't sound like co-owner John Mara will give unhappy fans their pound of flesh by firing head coach Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. At a screening of the NFL Films piece, The Duke, about his father, Wellington Mara, John Mara told Judy Bautista of NFL Network that he does not anticipate making front office or coaching changes after the season. In the post-Tom Coughlin era, Daboll is the first head coach to last more than 2 seasons. Ben McAdoo, Shermer, and Joe Judge all received a quick hook from ownership. And you also figure, too, is that, you could even throw Spags in there, too. I mean, Spagnuolo was in there. Now, Spags, obviously, is a fantastic defensive coordinator. Not a good head coach. I mean, he had the reins with the Rams. I can't remember, was it 9-10, 09-10 or so, around there, and it was not very good. So that's why some guys are. Some guys are very good coordinators, like Shermer. Shermer was very good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach. But you figure if you go back to 2014 or 2015, right? 14, 15, 15, right? Right. That was that should have been Coughlin's last season, right? 16 and 17 was McAdoo. 18 and 19 was Shermer. 2021 was Judge. 22, 23, and 24 was Daboll. I mean, so you figure the past 10 years, we've had 5 coaches. And if you want to throw Spags in there as an interim coach, we've had 6 coaches. We've had 3 GMs. I mean, there's no consistency there. It's very, very difficult. And the other problem would be, is that Schoen and Daboll, they're trying to build a team. To me, the talent is getting better. Why they play against the Eagles like a bunch of kindergartners, right? But to me, the talent it's undeniable. I mean, to me, the talent is there, without question. The building, right? Obviously, on offense, they lost Andrew Thomas. Right? You go back just to last year, we lost like 3 of our almost, you want to say, like the best players from the offense from last year. We added 1, but as of this second, we've lost 3 of our best players from offense from last year. We lost Andrew Thomas. He wasn't, but we lost Darren Waller, who may not have been the best, but he was always a mismatch out there, right? I mean, if his hamstrings were any good, right? And of course, we lost Saquon, right? So we did add Malik, right? But there's one consistent we keep. Daniel Jones is still there, and I'm sure he's not a Daboll kind of guy. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's very, 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 nice confidence booster. That at least they know they're not going to make any changes. Schoen and Daboll brought together, and obviously in 2022, they went 9-7-1, won the playoff game that year. They were 6-11 last year, and this year is off to a start. And they might even finish worse than they did last year. I mean, I don't know. They're gonna beat the Steelers. Steelers got a great defense. It's prime time. Daniel Jones doesn't win in prime time. And Giants can't score a point, and the Steelers got a great defense. You tell me, right? The other problem is that, because you got, year 3, Schoen and Daboll. Now, this year, they did very well with their draft picks. Now, Muasau, he was just a late pick, right? 6th rounder. But Tracy looks, I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or nothing, but for a 5th round running back, right, they did pretty good. Theo Johnson, hopefully he'll work on his craft and get a little bit better, but he's a phenomenal athlete, right? Hopefully, he can work it, be a decent tight end. We could use a real good receiving tight end. That we could, receiving threat of a tight end that we could use. We had that with Waller, but the hamstrings. Schoen went out, traded away a 3rd round pick. It's a shame because, we got Phillips in the 3rd round. Imagine if we had another 3rd round pick this year instead of trading it away for Waller. That wound up being a mistake. Schoen tried. If Waller was healthy and all that stuff and everything, we'd have a good receiving threat of a tight end out there. We'd have Malik Neighbors and Waller out there. Not bad. But of course, Waller could not, and so of course it's a 3rd round pick, right? We had Newman, Neighbors, and Phillip. So if we had another 3rd round pick, we'd have probably another really good player in the lineup. But it is what it is. So the one problem is that, these guys are trying to build a team. And of course, if you get rid of these guys, what's going to happen? The new GM, the new coach that come in, they're going to look at the roster and be like, these ain't my guys. Half of them I don't want. You know what I mean? Schoen and Daboll worked on trying to build this team and this, that, and they're adding to the team. It's not showing on the field, but, they're adding to the team, right? But you got a new GM and all that coming in. I'm not saying they can't clean house, but it's going to be a lot of guys on the roster. It's like, I don't know these guys. 53 of them. 40 of them I really don't want. They get rid of those. What do you got? They bring in their own guys. We stink for another couple years, and then they get rid of those guys. Bring in a new GM and a coach, and they turn and look at the roster. Yeah, it's 53 guys, but about 40 of them there I don't want. So they get rid of those guys, bring in their own guys. We stink again for another. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Sometimes you might just have to bite the bullet for an extra couple of years or so. Especially because the problem is it's the biggest, most important position in all sports, the quarterback. And for 6 years now, we don't have the answer. And it's really difficult to win a Super Bowl or get a winning season or this, that, or the other thing if you don't have the answer at quarterback. And the Giants do not have the answer at quarterback. Plain and simple. Just hate to be mean about it, but, so I think in the long run, I think it's for the best. And they need to sit down and say, okay, we're getting rid of Daniel Jones. Okay, we need to go get a quarterback. Okay. All right, let's get a quarterback. All right, whatever, and then move forward from there. I said the problem is, if the Giants are drafting like 8, 9, 10, whatever, something like that, there's like 4 or 5 teams in front of them that need quarterbacks. Now, it doesn't mean you can't pick a quarterback number 10 or 15 that would be good. That doesn't mean that, but Pickens might get a little slim, once they start getting back to the, so. Well, we'll have to wait and see. The Giants could just keep bombing and they might be in the top 5 once again. Let's hope not, but we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, as of right now, the Patriots are number one, and the Patriots, they drafted May, so they do not need a quarterback. So.